Remove. No, I didn't try to go live before. Hold on. What the hell? This thing is having the hardest time with all this stuff. I don't
I
understand.
know. It's been so finicky.
Okay, remove that one. Remove. And then let's try to add it back in. Let's see what happens. Save changes. All right. It says we are live. So hopefully we're live in all of our areas. Woo woo.
Yes, yes. All
I'm going to
right.
see if I can get the screen bigger.
Okay.
Um Shift 3. Let's look. Shift 3. All right. Hold on, everybody. The game is afoot. Ah, there we go.
We're coming. We're coming. And I just got the live notification, so we are definitely live.
All right. Perfect. All right. Whenever you get here live or as you get here live, make sure you say hello in the comments. Let us know that you're here. And if you have not given StreamYard permission to see your name, your contact information, make sure that you let us know that who you are. Otherwise, it'll just say Facebook user, and we don't know who you are. It could say YouTube user because I'm actually streaming into 2 Facebook groups and my YouTube.
Perfect.
And
Perfect.
before we get started, I just want to share a little bit with you guys. This is Christine, and I never know how to say your last name.
Stress pack.
Strzepek.
Stress pack. I usually go by Christine Noel just because Noel's a whole lot easier and that's my
It
middle name.
is. It is.
So
Well, when I look at it, it's like, I don't know. How do you say that? So,
that's my husband's fault. It's that Polish, all the consonants and a
yeah,
couple
yeah,
vowels.
yeah. All right. So, I met Christine in another group that we are in, the Do the Thing. And she has been, well, there's somebody trying to get in. Let me see if I can. Let's. All right, Wendy, I see you're trying to get in, but you're really supposed to be on the comments. I don't know why it is bringing you over onto the stage. So, I don't know. Hi, Donna. Good to have you here. So, Wendy, I don't know. Maybe go out and try again and see if it allows you in a different way. I don't know. Or maybe you can see everything as it is. Not sure. Okay, she went away, so maybe she'll come back in on the other way. All right. So
Gotta love technology.
I know. So it says Facebook user. So who is that? And let me know. And as you're arriving, make sure you say hello, like these wonderful ladies have.
Hello,
And
everybody.
as I was saying, Christine and I met in the Do the Thing group. Hi, Stacy. Good to have you here. And I have been on her podcast. She has been on my podcast. It has been an amazing. I feel like she's a friend now.
Yes.
She's the one that I called when I decided I was going to make bread, and I had never done the sourdough bread with gluten free, and so she walked me through it, gave me a lot of ideas of how to do it, and I definitely have not perfected it yet.
That takes a
I
couple
will say,
times.
bread. When I was doing it just regular bread, I had no issues at all. But man, you start using gluten free flour. Now I know why people
It's
charge so much to do gluten free foods because it does not act the same way no matter what you do.
definitely
Um,
challenging.
but I will share one of the things that I have learned is that, if it doesn't say in the recipe, put things in the ingredients in as listed, or if it doesn't say, put this in all the dry ingredients together, then the liquid in. I'll just do it whatever feels right, right? And I was talking to my sister after I'd worked on this bread and I'd made the second loaf, and she said, "Well, Vicky," she said, did you add she said, when you added the flour, did you put the salt in it, or what did you put in next? I said, I don't know. I just put all the dry stuff together. She said, oh, no, no, Vicky, that's not how you do it. And because she makes bread and she does a lot of things. So I said, okay, I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it in order as it's listed. And I don't know why, to me, it's like if it's supposed to be in order, it should say it there. I don't.
Well, baking is a science.
Yeah.
So there's a methodology to it. And you're
Hmm.
right, they should spell it out. It should say,
For us
make
people
sure that
that
your
are
salt and your
not,
yeast don't make contact, because that salt will kill the yeast. So
yeah,
those are things, that but if you're a baker for a long time, you take that for granted.
yeah,
Those are,
yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah, and I watched the show, what it was it, Lessons in Chemistry. Have you watched that?
I've not.
You should watch it because it's all about a woman who wants to be a scientist, and the only way she can start being a scientist where she's accepted is she becomes a cook on TV.
Ah, I like
It's
it.
very good. So everything is scientific. She figures it all out. So it helped me a lot to
I
just
like it.
to see all that. And Wendy, I see you still in the panel thing, and that's okay as long as you can hear us and see us. That is fine. Um, so it says hi from Washington State. So thank you for
Hello,
being
hello.
here. I'm so excited. So the reason Christine is here is because I was explaining to her that a lot of people in the group complain about time, and I have been guilty of this in my life too. If it takes too long to fix it, I'm just going to go somewhere and get it, or I'm going to order it to be delivered, or I'm going to do something which may not be the healthy thing. So she has agreed. She has a cookbook, so she'll be able to share information about her cookbook, so you can get that if you want to. And the thing is that she's going to demonstrate an amazing recipe, and she's going to do it in a way, she's going to show you that you can cook things healthy and still do it quickly. So it's so amazing. And I told her I'll probably interrupt and ask questions,
I
but
like
you
it.
are welcome to ask questions in the comments and I will share those with her. I don't know if you can see the questions, but if you're busy cooking, you don't need to.
I
So
cannot.
all right. So anybody that has a question, make sure you pop it in the comments so that I can ask her, because that's why she's here, to teach you guys how to be your healthiest possible with cooking your own meals quickly. All right. So Christine, take it away.
All right. Well, my name is Chris, as she told you, and my passion is food and nutrition. So I was a professional chef, and I was a professional baker for 20 years. And I needed to lose some weight, so I needed to figure out how to make food healthier and faster. So that is our goal today. We're looking at health, not necessarily for weight loss, but for longevity, for a great life in the future. And one of the things that I teach people is you need to have a lot of vegetables. If you are packing your body with those vegetables, you are getting all kinds of good nutrition. So the first thing that we're going to do is just peel a carrot. We're just going to get that carrot peeled. And I went ahead and did some of these ahead of time. We're just going to cut them in nice sized pieces. And then from there, I put them on the stove for 8 minutes until they're
What are
fairly
they
soft.
in?
It's just a little bit of water
Okay.
and a little bit of baking soda. Now the baking soda is going to help us. It's not even a teaspoon of baking soda. It's just a little pinch of baking soda. The baking soda is going to help it caramelize when it goes into the air fryer. So we're going to put these in the air
Okay, can I
fryer.
ask you a question before you keep going?
Absolutely.
So you put the water in the pan, you add just a dash of the
Dash.
baking
Yes.
soda, right? Or baking powder,
Absolutely.
baking soda.
Baking soda. Yep.
Okay. And then you
That's
put the
going to
carrots
add
in there.
a little bit of
Okay.
base to it. So that's going to give us a nice caramelization. So now we're going to take our softened carrots. We're not cooking them all the way through. We're just trying to soften them up a little bit so that they cook quickly. And we're going to line them up, and you can do this right in the oven or the air fryer. The air fryer is fantastic because it's a little bit easier to clean, at least for me. And then we're going to spray it with a little olive oil. So I have one of these really cool misters that I love, but you could drizzle it with olive oil too. We're just going to do that. And then we're going to take a little bit of salt, some kosher salt, and just drizzle it over the top. You can do a flavored salt or you can do a plain salt. We're going to pop these into the air fryer for 5 minutes at 350 degrees.
For how long?
For 5 minutes.
Okay.
350 degrees for 5 minutes. And coincidentally, that is the same amount of time that our steaks are going to go for. So we're going to start them for 3 minutes on each side, flip them over, take a look at it. I like my steak medium rare. You might like yours rare. You might like yours well done. So the time will adjust. Again, I'm going to spray with a little bit of olive oil.
Nope.
Just to help our seasoning stick. I'm using an all-purpose seasoning. and this is going to go under the broiler. It's the fastest way to get a nice sear on your steaks without having to babysit them.
Okay.
So we're just going to take a little bit of seasoning salt and go on one side, and we'll take our tongs and we'll flip them over. I have dried off the steaks so they're not excess. There's no excess moisture on there. Very important. And we bring it to room temperature so that all the meat will cook at the same time. If you take it out of the refrigerator and you put it under the broiler, you're going to have a nice, well done crust on the outside, but you're going to be raw on the inside. So to the extent that you can keep it at room temperature, it will cook more evenly. If
Okay,
you forget,
so to put it at room temperature, you take it out of the fridge. How long does it has to sit to
usually
become
about an
room
hour,
temperature?
but if you forget, it's no big deal. You're going to go ahead and follow the steps. You're going to go ahead and put it under the broiler, but you're going to lower that time to 2 to 3 minutes. And then you're going to lower the oven, take off the broiler, and put the oven at 400 degrees until you have the proper temperature. Okay? So
cool.
we're
Hey,
going to go ahead.
Ginger, it's good to see you here too.
We're going to go ahead and put these in the oven. So I'm going to swivel you all around here so you can see.
All right.
I've got the oven rack at the very top right here. And I'm going to slide these in right underneath the broiler. And they're going to go
I love
quick.
your kitchen, by the way, too.
Thank you. I'm a kitchen snob. I love it. I love to cook. So we're going to watch those. About 2 minutes in, we're going to take them and flip them, okay? And we're going to keep checking this. In the meantime, we're going to get our green beans working. And the green beans are going to go on a sheet tray. We can also do these in the air fryer. But just to mix it up a little bit, we're going to go ahead and do them in the oven. I have the oven preset. I have 2 ovens here. So I have one at 400 degrees. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of olive oil on here. And we're going to get these green beans that I just blanched for 2 minutes in boiling water in and out. Just to help them cook. So we got these on here. And then on the other side, I did the same thing with some potatoes. So you'll see we're getting all of our vegetables and all of our meat all lickety split. And that's the goal. We want to make it as fast and easy as possible.
And did you blanch the potatoes too?
Yes, I did. In the same method. So a little bit of boil until there's just enough sauce on the outside. And then they'll get nice and crispy in the oven. And I'm thinking I'm going to put some rosemary salt. A little rosemary salt on there, just to give it a bit of extra flavor. And all I do is I take garden rosemary, I dry it, I puree some salt. And then on our other one, we'll just use regular kosher salt. So we'll put a little bit of salt on those and some pepper. I don't know if you lost me, maybe.
You were kind of going in and out, but I think we got it.
And we'll put some pepper. And a little extra olive oil. I don't know, Vicki, I'm not sure if you lost me or not.
No, I can see you. I can hear
see
you.
But hopefully y'all can see me. And we're going to go ahead and put that into the oven.
Hopefully. Is everybody still able to see everything? Go ahead, Christine. I'm just asking everybody if they can see.
That's fine. We're going to go ahead and put these in our 400-degree oven.
Okay.
So keep an eye on those. They'll come up quickly. We're going to flip our steaks over. So you'll see it's very quick. So I'll pull these out. We'll take a look. You can see they're starting to get that nice caramelized hue. We'll flip them right over. And I keep them on a rack so they're not cooking in their own juices. All the juices flow through, just like they would on a grill. While those finish cooking, we'll make ourselves some dessert. So let's come down here.
Okay.
Here.
I can go for some dessert.
I'm all things protein. So I use a full package yogurt because we all need healthy fat.
Okay, I'm losing you, and I don't know. Maybe it's me.
Once.
All right. Can everybody hear?
Just put it in here, and then I'm going to add a little bit of almond. Sort of splash that.
Okay. Cool.
And then mix it.
Oh, she went away. Hold on a second. All right. So hold on a second. Let me see if I can get her back. Let's see if I can get her. A- All right. I just sent her a message. So maybe she will get in. And I see Wendy and Letty in the backstage. And so I'm just checking. Are you able to see and hear what's going on as you're backstage? Um, I don't know, to be honest with you. What does this say? I'm not sure. All right, hold on a second. I was really getting into figuring out what the dessert was going to be. All right, so while we're waiting on her to pop back in, oh, here she comes, I think.
Sorry about that.
There you are.
It just went blank on me. I'm like, oh no, where'd they go? Let me catch up on what I did.
Okay.
I put 3/4 of a cup of Greek yogurt in here, 1 scoop of chocolate protein powder, and a little splash of coconut almond milk, unsweetened.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to whip it together. So it should look like pudding.
Okay.
And it'll taste nice and chocolatey. And then we just top it with bananas or berries or anything that we like, just to give us that little nice dessert with a big punch of protein in it. This has 32 grams of protein. So if you eat the whole thing, you're still good.
All right. And I'm
ready to go. All right. Our steaks are actually done. So we're going to pull those steaks out. And it's very important when you do your steak that you let it rest. So after it's done, you don't want to eat it right away. You want to let it rest. So they're beautiful right now. We're going to set these aside and let them
So how
rest.
long were they actually in? How long were they in the oven?
So 3 minutes on each side.
Okay.
So 6 minutes total, you can have your dinner ready. You know?
All right.
And if you have your vegetables done ahead of time, like I prep my vegetables once a week. I do a big batch, all different layers of different vegetables, and I roast them all. Then all you have to do is reheat them and you're good to go. But our carrots are ready. So we'll take out our carrots. Our green beans and potatoes should be ready in a minute. We'll stick those up here. I'm going to brown those under the broiler really fast. So we'll get those working. And then we'll go ahead and plate it up. So I'll show you what it looks like. So let's get a nice little plate here. We'll get ourselves a nice steak.
Just real quick, I put a post in there asking if anybody had any questions so far. I know I'm asking a lot, so I may be asking exactly what you want to know, but
absolutely.
Does anybody, Donna, Stacy, Ginger, anybody that's here, because a couple of them I can't tell who they are. Do you have any questions for Christine right now that I can share with her?
Even though we got interrupted.
That's right. That's right. Well, you know, there are no accidents. We just needed a moment to let you mix that stuff up a little bit.
There we go. So now I'm just going to stir these up a little bit. I'm going to go back in for another minute. Remember that they were almost completely cooked before I put them in there. So we're just trying to get some color on them.
Okay. So when you blanched them, were they still really crispy? Or were they soft? Because I think sometimes when I blanch things, I blanch them too far.
Yeah.
And then they end up being soggy.
So here's the potato, for instance, okay? I can easily break it apart on the outside, but it's still a little bit firm on the inside.
Okay.
That's what you're looking for. Because you want it to still have a little bit of texture. You don't want it to be mush. You're not trying to make mashed potatoes. So you really want that little extra crunch on there. In the meantime, I'll tell you.
Just real quick, I did some, I blanched some Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
And I think I did them too far. So how do you test that? I know you're not doing Brussels sprouts, but just real quick.
So you can take a knife, a real sharp knife, and just run it through. It should not go through all the way very easily. It should just go through. You have to push it a little bit, and then you know you're
Okay.
good to go. And
Okay.
especially some people like them really well done. In that case, let it go until it's real soft and then caramelize it in the oven, and it's perfectly
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Once you peel your potatoes, it's important that you're gonna to make it cook quickly that you're gonna cut them fairly short, fairly small, so that it cooks fast. But these extra potato skins, don't throw them out. They're wonderful baked. So wash them really well, hit them with some olive oil, a little bit of salt and pepper, put them in the oven, and that's an extra vegetable for you. People tend to think you have to throw all that stuff away, but they're really very good.
Yeah. My dad used to, believe it or not, he would peel the potatoes, and even if the peeling didn't have any much of the potato on it,
Yep,
he would cook those so they were crisp. So it was almost like potato chips.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's excellent, and I very rarely have any waste because I like to, use all the peels for soups. So like I'll take these carrot peels and I'll put them in a Ziploc bag.
Hmm.
Over the week, I have little trimmings, and then I'll make vegetable soup with it. So, and then I
Yeah.
can strain all those vegetables out. I get that nice vegetable broth.
Yeah.
Okay, so now
I
we
do
have,
that all the time with my leftover veggies too. We put them in a Ziploc bag in the freezer, and
yeah,
then I even, like, if we have a rotisserie chicken, I'll boil it and get all of the juices
I
from
do the
that, and
same
we'll
thing.
have chicken broth
Yep,
in the freezer too.
it's fantastic.
Yeah. Oh,
So
that
here's
looks
our
so
plate.
good.
So now we've got our good amount of protein. We've got some healthy carbs. We've got lots of vegetables in different colors. I think it's really important that we eat with our eyes. So you want to have nice visuals. I would probably do some kind of maybe a balsamic glaze on top of this. So we'll give it a little drizzle.
Okay.
The nice thing about balsamic is it doesn't have a lot of calories, but it adds a ton of flavor. So we'll just give it a little drizzle. Maybe come around the plate because we want it to look pretty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would typically let this rest for about 20 minutes before I eat it because I want those juices to do that. And you have some carryover cook time. But I'm going to go
Okay.
ahead and cut it so that you can see what it looks like on the inside. So you don't have to take my word for it. So we'll go ahead and cut into that. And you'll see that it's about medium rare. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
so it's nice and juicy. It's not dry. So that's what we're looking for. It's quick and it's healthy, and you can easily make it ahead of time and just reheat it. You can do some nice steak sandwiches if you have some left over. But these are things that you can do. You can actually stack up racks and racks of veggies at the same time. You've already got the oven going, so you might as well take advantage of the fact that it's there.
Mm-hmm.
And this way you're good. And then, like I said, then I have my dessert. So I have the protein from the steak and the protein from the dessert. I usually try for about 120 grams of protein a day. So that means I have to pack those meals with a good amount of protein. So
Yeah.
there you have
So,
it. I hope, let me know if you have more questions. And I know I went
well, I
rather
don't see
rapidly.
any questions there, and it's probably because I asked so many. However, I will say, do you have this written somewhere where I could share it with everybody, or
I
is it
can
in your
definitely
book?
I can definitely write it up for you, but more than anything, I want people to feel confident that you could do this with lamb, you could do it with steak, you can do it with chicken. It's not necessarily a recipe per se, it's more methodology.
Okay.
So it's a method of how we cook and how we get stuff to the table, but I will definitely map it out for you so that you
Okay.
have an idea. And I have three cookbooks. I have one that's primarily just baking from when I owned a bakery. And then I have one that is called Lean and Clean, and that has 100 recipes in it for dinner times, breakfast time, all that stuff. And then I have one that's just dedicated to breakfast because I am
Okay.
not a faster. I absolutely love to eat breakfast. I love to get all that protein in to start my day. And I'm a hangry person. So if I don't get my food in and I get hungry, no one wants to be around me. I'm like,
Yeah.
nobody, I promise.
All right,
So
I want you to try a taste of the. There you go.
I'm like a
See,
little
that's
kid.
what I wanted. Because if I was there, I would be doing that.
I'm like a little kid. Like, give me all the chocolate. And, I lick the spoon. I have a little grandson. He's 3.5 years old. And he loves to help me bake. And he loves to lick all the stuff. And obviously, I give it to him without the raw eggs and everything, but he loves it. And this is
Mm-hmm.
one of his favorite things. He loves my chocolate protein yogurt.
Okay. Well, that's the one I really want the recipe for. I think the other stuff I got.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. I'll give it. I'll give you lots of different ones. I'll give you some protein balls and everything else. But I'm gonna try this steak for y'all because I'll self-sacrifice myself for you.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, to be honest, I probably would brown up the potatoes more
Okay.
because I like them really dark, but my family likes them lighter. So you have to kind of go with what you like. I like that crunchy, dark,
I
you
do
know, like,
too. I do too. Like the carrots and everything too. When I really like making it where you cook the carrots and then you smash the carrots
oh yeah,
on the thing and
cheese.
then you let them and they caramelize and they're crispy.
Mhm.
Oh, I love that. And I do that with potatoes too.
So these have a nice crisp outside, but they're really soft inside because of that baking soda.
Okay. And see, and I've
It's
never
delicious.
heard that with the baking soda. So tell me again what that does.
I'm sorry, I'm eating the carrot. So the baking soda helps it caramelize.
Okay.
So that when it goes into the oven, that baking soda will help it get nice and crispy on the outside without overdoing it. So it doesn't take quite as long.
Okay. All right.
It's something
So
I learned
just
by
to
working with
just to go
chefs a long
back
time ago.
and make sure I get it. I'm sure everybody else has got it, but I will ask anyway.
Ask
So
away.
you put water in the pan
Yes.
and then
Just
just
till it
enough to
covers.
cover the
Just till it covers.
carrots, right?
Yep. And
And
or the
then
green
before you
beans
put the
or
carrots in, you put the baking soda, you mix that up really good,
yep.
and then you put your carrots in there and you cook it till they're just beginning to
Just
get a little tender.
think al dente, like when you make al dente pasta where it's got that nice soft outer part but the inside's still firm. That's what you're
Mhm.
looking for.
So
So
your
you
fork
just
went and squish through it really easy,
nope. You
right?
just want to soften it up so that when then you bake it, you are not sitting there for an hour waiting for it to be done
Right,
because
right,
that 5 minutes or so in the water speeds everything up.
right, right.
So that's what we're looking for, a way to
That's
get our
right.
dinner on the table
Perfect,
fast.
perfect. So now I've got, there's a company that is not far from me that actually delivers vegetables. And
Love
so
it.
on Wednesdays, I have my vegetables delivered. And so they'll be here Wednesday. And so now I'm thinking, instead of cooking a little bit at a time each day,
Roast them all
I
up.
typically don't do um, the planned meals and the
Mm-hmm.
pre-prep and all that, but this seems very easy. And then that way, I don't have to worry about anything going bad either.
Absolutely. So when you cook it ahead of time, you have choices. Like after a couple days, if you haven't used it, you can freeze it. So then you have
Okay.
to start all over again. And what I love is then you have you can make a pasta primavera in an instant. You can do grain bowls packed with different veggies and nice cheese and olives and all that stuff. You can, meal prep from what you've already cooked really fast and make all kinds of meals.
Okay.
Sometimes I just do veggie wraps, or sometimes I'll do um, quinoa with, that I like to toast my quinoa after I cook it, so it's got a little crunch
Mhm.
to it,
Yeah.
and then I put all my vegetables in it. It's delicious.
Okay.
So this way, you're eating some of the same things throughout the week, but in a completely different variety. If that makes
Right.
sense, you're just repurposing it.
Yeah, because one of the worst things when you're trying to eat healthy or you're wanting to eat healthy is that you end up doing the same things over and over again because it's what you
Hmm.
know. And it's like, that's easy. I'll do that. And after a while, it's like,
Right.
oh my God,
I
chicken
don't want to eat that
again.
anymore.
Oh my God.
Listen, years ago, when I was first trying to lose weight, I ate so much chicken and broccoli that if I never see chicken and broccoli again, I'll be a very happy woman. I still love broccoli, but I cannot do the combo anymore. I like OD'd on it.
Yep,
Dosing.
I feel you. I feel you. So I'm not sure who all is still here with us right now, but I would love it if you would at least say thank you to Christine in the comments and let her know
It's been a
that
pleasure.
you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh yes, I'm so glad that you were able to be here, and because this has
Me too.
been very, very helpful for me,
Good.
and I would think it's helpful for others. And I will say that anybody that watches the replay, make sure you put hashtag replay. Let Christine know how much you appreciate her taking
Uh,
her time away from whatever it is she's wanting to do. Of course, she did just cook a meal that she can now sit down and eat it.
right?
Um, I am just super excited that you were able to get here. And I must have set something up incorrectly on one of the things that I did, because I keep having people pop in on the actual stage instead of in the comments. So I don't know how I did that. I'm
I
sure it's all
Technology.
operator error. So, Heather Elaine said, "Thanks, Christine." So, thank you so much for being here live, and
My
I
pleasure.
hope this was as beneficial and helpful to you as it was to me, because this has been great. And maybe you can come in later and pop your cookbook links in the
I
comments.
will. And I'll
And
leave some other meal prep ideas too, because this is something I do a lot of. Like,
okay.
we'll do sauerkraut and uh, kielbasa, and you just pop it in the oven. So there's lots of variations to that. So I'll throw some of those in there too.
Okay, cool. And are your cookbooks on Amazon?
They're not, they're on Etsy.
On
I
Etsy.
have an
Okay.
Etsy store and I have a Shopify store.
Okay. All right, cool. So you can share that with everybody so
I
that
will.
they can
Thank
take
you.
advantage of your cookbooks. And you can reach out to Christine too and say, "Hey, I really loved this, when are you going to be doing something else?" Or, she has a couple of amazing groups that you can join. And tell me what those are again.
So I have the Lean and Clean with Fitness Chef Christine Facebook group. And then I have macros, I'm sorry, menopause, macros, and movement group. So for
Okay.
all my ladies in the menopause, era, that's just from some extra support. And what we do there is not necessarily food related. It's more nutrition and exercise related, but we just support each other. It's more about accountability.
All right. And Letty just said, "Thank you so much." So I'm glad to see that you could hear and see everything, because I've never had this. This is the first time I've done this in this way. So I didn't know when people started showing up in the backstage. It's like, I don't know, where can they see what's going on, what's happening? And then Heather says, "Thank you so much." So, and anybody else that's here that wants to say thank you, please make sure you do that, because Christine will be able to come back in and see your amazing comments. And if you have a question that pops up after we get off this live, make sure you put it in the comments there, or you can actually reach out to Christine privately, but put it in the comments, because there may be other people that have the same friggin' question and they don't have the opportunity to go and ask it. So this will help a lot of people if you'll ask your questions. That's why I ask so many.
Yeah, I'm always happy
It's
to
so
answer
that I can help
questions.
everybody else, right?
Yes. And one thing I want to share with you is
Okay.
all of these has this glaze, this balsamic glaze that I put over the steak, and it is excellent. So if you're looking for something just a little extra, it's great on veggies, it's great on meat. And I know I talked about it, but I didn't want to leave that open. I wanted people to know what I used.
Okay. So show that label again. You said they have that
Yes,
at
it
Aldi's.
is
I've used one
balsamic
before that I
glaze.
got from Publix, but I don't know what makes them different. I don't know.
I mean, there's
So is there
probably not that
something in
different.
particular that they would look for on a health-wise basis with that glaze?
So no, but you want to make sure there's no added sugar. That's the one thing I will tell you. They sneak in sugar everywhere, and just be aware it is hidden in just about every form and every way they can put it in there. So
Yes.
make sure that your glaze is just reduced balsamic vinegar.
Okay. All
And
right.
the more vinegars that we can have, the more fermented foods that we can have, the happier gut biome we have. So it's a way to kind of boost that gut happiness.
All right. Cool. All right. Well,
Yeah, thank you
thank
so
you.
much for having me.
Thank you. This has been amazing. I have loved it. And I'm sure as people get in and watch the replay, and the people that have been here, again, thank you so much for being here and welcoming Christine to the group and
Thank
making
you.
her feel good about taking her time away to do this for you
Oh,
guys.
it's my pleasure. And I wish you all were here to help me eat it all.
Oh, well, I certainly do too, because that looks amazing. Of course, I will tell you that the steak would have to be just a touch more done for me. Um, that's all I'm
Yes. Well,
saying.
I live on a farm with
Uh-huh.
cows and donkeys and all these things. So we end up having a lot of beef, but half the family likes it super rare and half the family likes it well done. So we usually stick around medium rare. but I'm always good. You want it
All right.
longer?
So when I come to visit, you will have to cook the steak just a
I
little
will
bit more.
definitely do it. And remember, the way we do that is not to keep it on just broil a little longer. We
Okay.
broil it the same amount of time. We just take it out and put it in the 400-degree oven and let it finish cooking in the center.
Okay. So we broil it first and then put it in the oven to cook
Yes,
the center?
yes. So think about it
Okay.
on a grill.
I
It's like
always did it the opposite way.
and you could, but think
Okay.
about like a grill. You put it on the hot part first to sear it, so it gets all those juices locked in, and then you move it to a cooler part of the grill to finish cooking the insides. So
Okay.
that's kind of the same premise. Your broiler is that high heat that's going to sear the outside and keep all those juices in there, and then your lower oven is going to get that finished in the center.
Okay. All right.
Make sense?
Wonderful. Well, thank you again for being here with us.
My
And
pleasure.
I would love to have you come on another time and maybe we can have you cook something else for
We'll
us.
do it. Maybe we'll bake some bread.
Ooh, yes. Maybe I would bake right along with you so we can see what
That's
it
fine.
kind of, you know what it makes me think of?
We
You
can-
ever see the things? You ever see the things on Facebook or mostly Instagram where it says this is what it looked like in the picture and this is what it looked like when I made it?
I have done that before too. You see it on Pinterest. You're like, yes, that's gonna be fabulous, and you're making it like, no.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yours
That's
would be
why
the
I like
fabulous,
making-
mine not so much.
Right? But that's why I like making it live because you just can't hide it. It is what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
So it's fun.
All right. Well, you have an amazing evening. And
Love to
again,
all.
thank you all for being here live.
Yes.
And if again, just to make sure you know, it is perfectly okay to go into the comments and ask any questions that you have for Christine so that she can get back and help you if you have something that you, even if it's not about this meal in particular, maybe it's about something else that's cooking related. She might can help you with that. And so thank you again for being here. And for those that are in my other groups, I will be again live tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern time with my affirmation and journal prompt. So
And
I
love
will,
those, by the way.
I will see you there.
All right, my friends.
Bye.